So as you know, there is a lot of investment by the Commission in HPC. So that's about 700 million euros. And so there is this support action, XDCI, which is there to help to build a strong European HPC ecosystem. So this consists mainly in building relations and collect feedbacks, provide recommendation. I will talk more details about that and promote exchange between the COEs, the FEDs, and the ecosystem at large. The way it is organized, you have mainly XDCI as two main bodies, which is ETP for HPC, which is mostly in charge of technologies, industry sides, system sides, and PRACE, which is on the application side. All the partners in XDCI are members or affiliated to this. We are talking to Eurolab for HPC, which is the other CSA, and their main, they are also doing some road mapping effort, but they are more targeting long-term research. And we have connection with you, COEs, and FED HPC, and here is a lot through surveys and events. So the work in XDCI is organized in basically 5 work package. The first one, which is on the road mapping. So the main stuff that goes out of that is the SRA, Strategic Research Agenda. Here we have the PRACE scientific case, which is talking about what is needed for applications. We are also addressing how to get people inside the HPC domain and what are the needs for training, etc. The international liaison is also a very important part, and it's focusing a lot on BDEC, which is big data, big data and extreme scale computing. And we have some actions on monitoring the ecosystem. So that's and I will talk about that. And in the middle of that, there is this transversal vision, which is one of the work package I'm taking care of, and where we are trying to get all the info and build some global picture. I will also get in more details about that. So I will not go into the work packages. I will give you a set of highlights of the main things that has been happening into XDCI, and I will try to point you to what it is important to look into. So the strategic research agenda, it's a very important piece of work for XDCI and for the community. Because it actually drives what goes into the course. So first SRA was done. We issue SRA version 2 a few months ago. And now we are starting the effort on SRA 3, version 3, and it will start in March. So for instance, if you want to have impact on what goes into the FED HPC calls, this is typically where you want to have an action to be part of the working groups. Okay? And in that case, usually you need to be a member of the ETP for HPC and contact Michael Mills. One very important part of the work currently, which is going to have a very strong influence on what's happening at the ESA scale level, is the effort called the extreme scale demonstrators. This is going to be part of the 2018 work program. It's about 200 billion euros, and it's 4 proof of concept right now. So 4 systems will be developed over 4 years, taking into account what system you can build, but also the application. And one of the idea here is how do we get HPC fetch project COEs input into these demonstrators. So this is currently being discussed with the Commission, and there is basically 2 phases. right now with development integration and testing and phase B, where you validate and get some feedback from applications, etc. So the pre-scientific case, that's the other part that is important for XCI. So here is application. So it involves a lot of COEs, and they have been built work groups, and each work group takes in and provide recommendation. One of the that got out of this work is about machine learning. This is one of the important. But if you want, there is a deliverable that is publicly available, number 3.1, that actually summarize the current work. And there is a set of recommendations for each of those domains. Another part of what we've been doing is to work on startups and SMEs. That was part of the mission of XDCI, and we tried to understand where are the issues, what are the recommendations we can make to improve the situation. So we went through a set of interviews to discuss with SMEs and startups and to get their feedback on how can we improve the ecosystem to get more started, more effective, get them to grow, etc. So that was there is also a deliverable that is available on this that gathers also data we had, and we have a new action on this to try to focus a recommendation on very effective operational means to help on this side. This is currently being set up. On the international side, we have been focusing a lot on BDEC. So BDEC is an international initiative that started years ago, and it's with USA, Japan, China, and the idea is to discuss how big data and HPC are going to converge. What are the pathways to convergence? And this is actually a very important issue because this is impacting a lot on the HPC ecosystem and the HPC systems. So one of the questions we have there is how do we get the big data part that is needed now for HPC application into our systems? Just to detail it a bit, make it a bit more concrete. This is a kind of issue we are thinking about is you have the software stacks. So you have the traditional HPC software stacks. You have here one of the software stack you can have on the big data side. We know we cannot redevelop this to get it into HPC. So how do you organize convergence? What are the ways to mix into the same system HPDA and HPC? So this BDEC series of workshops are about this. And one of the questions behind that is to do what? Where does high performance data analytics is used? Where HPC is used, and how they should be combined? So if you are interested, and I guess you are into your Center of Excellence, there is this BDEC report that gives a very good, nice overview of the international thinking about this. And the work on talent generation and training. So up to now, we have been doing 3 things. The first one is about trying to provide stories of people working in HPC. So good examples, so they can they would be coming to our field. And there is 2 other efforts. One on a job portal to help people to produce. To get more people taking the job in the HPC domain, and there is a training portal that is being developed also. And finally, one of the things we also do is to monitor the ecosystem, and this has been organized through the concept of balanced spot card, and basically the idea is to have the impact, to link the impact, the operations, and the management. And for each of these, you have goals, KPIs, and so on. And you try to target to see if this money that is given by the Commission to the ecosystem is having the right effect. Let me just be a bit more concrete. So this is a kind of KPIs we are using. So this is for the impact, measuring the impact, the operational aspect of the program, and the management. Right? And of course, so we get the data from the Commission, from projects, from the ETP, from surveys, and we also, because what is difficult to get is the economical data, we go to some company to do that, third-party companies to gather the economical data, which are usually very difficult to get. Another part of XDCI is to think not only on the technical side, but more on the ecosystem side. And so this is the part I am in charge. And here we try to be complementary to the other effort that has done in XDCI and elsewhere. So let me give you an idea of so we do that. So somewhere we are collecting all the information we can at different levels. So from the surveys, FHPC, COEs, and we try to build a holistic vision of where should we go and how we should go there. So let me give you an example of such the current ecosystem level recommendations. So for instance, we have divided them into three objectives, three impacts: competitiveness of industry, R&D efficiency, and better research instruments. And we keep this number small. We want to be somewhere only pushing a few sets of recommendations on the ecosystem level. And for instance, one of the things is how can we improve the relationship between SMEs and bigger industry using R&D projects. How do we get something that is more concentrated on the HPC training? And for instance, how we get people more involved in standard initiatives. For instance, we are very weak on this side. There is very European stakeholders participating to standard in HPC. The other thing for R&D efficiency, we want to make sure that we are trying to promote the fact that what is done in research, which is usually very good, get some efficiency of the ecosystem. One of the things I don't know if you are aware of that. IPCEI CEI is important project of common interest of common European interest. This is an initiative that is being set up currently, and what we basically say with Luxembourg, France, Italy, and Spain. If it happens, it's going to be a lot of money, and so the effort we are doing right now in COEs, FED, XDCI, etc., ESD must be connected to that. So there is some recommendation on ESD. And one of the things we also would like to improve is capitalizations. Frequently, you see projects are producing results that are very interesting, and then the project is dissolved, and so the exploitation after the project is kind of weak. So we are trying to think about how this could be improved. And finally, on a better research instrument, we have one recommendation on the convergence. And one of the issue here is when you're distributing CPU hours I would not say it's kind of simple, but it's easy to get your CPU hours from Germany, from Spain, from France, whatever. But when you're starting to deal with a lot of data, the way you operate the systems is getting more complicated because it's not so easy to move the data around. Part on the one recommendation is about continuing effort on the international scale, and last one is about accessing advanced technologies. Frequently, research groups have trouble to access to the latest technology and to do research with. So maybe there is ways to improve that. So the next event for XDCI, we are going to have many events. So the HPC Summit in Barcelona that is coming. We will be at ISC and ASC. I will be sending you mails on that because actually for both we will be looking for materials to distribute, disseminate, and we are thinking about some ways of doing videos, of demos, of results from the project. And there's many other interactions between the different stakeholders. So just about the HPC Summit Week. So it's going to be next time in Barcelona, and what is right now it is open for proposing to host this event for next year. Okay, so my conclusion. So we have many XDCI events in 2015 and 17. So there will be the HPC Summit Week, ISC, SC, and the ICM conference and VDEC. One of the important things that is being done right now is a work program that is covering the period 2018 to 2020. And one of the most important things for the HPC domain and design of future system is this ESD proposal. So, for instance, if you want to have an impact on that, it's probably a good idea to get connected to that through the ATP. There is a lot of work also to produce a new scientific case. And there is a new effort to do the SRH3. So it's starting in March. So if you want to be involved in that, it's also might be it's a good time to do it. Pathways to convergence, which is also something that's probably core to your activity, is actually something also we're trying to understand and how to go there and what are the right solutions. And we have new portals, and we do the follow-on on the current set of recommendation. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this siren is not too loud. I can hear you. That must not be true.
I think you did a very excellent job, François.
Nobody understood anything when I said.
If nobody has a question, let's say, then I think we're back in time, by the way. Thank you for that. And then I would switch now the speaker to, well, there's one question. No. Okay, Francis. Did you hear it?
No,
Okay.
no.
The question was the relation of the developments or the evolution of the European hardware branch with respect to the things you presented just.
The, no. Everything. So the effort is concentrated. The ESD is actually the place where we are discussing with system and companies doing systems. I know there is discussion. How do we get, for instance, one of the questions is what kind of European technology we can use as a priority, and can we develop the microprocessor, etc. But we don't have all the pieces in Europe, that's for sure. And the ESD proposal is not open. Is open to European companies like Eurotex, Bull, but it also open to the Cray and other companies. I'm not sure I answer the question, but the ESD effort is where you can see the issue of with the hardware.